Good morning, Flosstube. How are you? It is Saturday, October 2nd, 2021, and it's early in the morning, and welcome. This is my 18th Flosstube. My name is Chrissy, and my channel is Finally a Farm Girl, both here and on Instagram. So welcome. If you're new to my channel, I'm so glad you're here. And if you are a returning friend, then you know how much I love you and your support. So thank you so very much. I had a huge week and I have so much to share with you all. Just wanted to just stop for 2 seconds and say a very heartfelt thank you for everybody who was compassionate and understanding after my last video with the kaboom of the tablet, and I just really got an outpouring of like I said, complete understanding that life is life and things are going to happen, and it felt really great to know that everybody could understand the ultimate priority in my life, and that will, you know, obviously God is in there, but my family comes next. And it was silly. I checked my phone, it fell, and you know, yes, I apologized, but at the same time, you know, you do feel bad because I know some people have it in their ears, and that can be loud. So I'm sorry if I startled you. But anyways, let's just move on. Okay, so I turned 54 years old last Saturday, and I feel really good. I feel really, really good. I've lost another pound, possibly pound and a half, and that was with literally basically enjoying my birthday weekend. My sister came down for a visit, and that was so wonderful to have her here. She stayed with my dad, and she got to be part of so much, and we got to go out to dinner and just do just a very blessed birthday. On my birthday, Saturday, a lot of you will recall, I had my very first stitching retreat, or maybe they call it a stitch-in because it was just one day, but to me it was my very first stitching retreat. And my high school friend Sarah, she picked me up, and we drove to the Holiday Inn in Tavares, where we met up with Linda, Stitchy Linda of Instagram, and Melissa, and another Sarah. And I had met these ladies the Friday night before. The night before, Linda had kind of helped, she was coming down early for the retreat, so we just thought, what better way to spend a Friday night but to get together and stitch. Well, we did zero stitching, zero. We did a lot of talking. I had never met Melissa and Sarah before, and so if you look on my Instagram, you'll see pictures, you'll see that I've tagged them, give them a follow, and we just had a really good time, and they brought, Linda had ordered a very delicious special coconut cake, one of my favorite things. So Friday night was stitching, Saturday was stitching, Sunday was family, and an amazing stitchy cake. So let me share a picture. I got some very special things from my family, and one of them was I had asked my daughter Carolina to make a cross-stitch cake. She loves to bake. She's going to culinary school, so just in case you don't follow me on Instagram, let's see if I can get it in there. She made this really awesome cross-stitch cake with the cherry tomato. Let's see if I can get it over there for you. There. And the pins. And then on the side down here, oops, her I can get the side. She had used one of my charms right there, a needle. So it was delicious. It was chocolate coconut, again, love coconut. It was 3 layers. It was awesome. I know that she hopes to eventually sell some cakes. She's on Instagram under Stormy Seas, and I'll link her. Stormy Seas Baking or Stormy Seas Cooking, I'm trying to remember right now. I have so much to share, but I will link below so you can check out some of her stuff. She also did Philip's Pirate Cake, which a lot of you may recall. Okay, and then my other daughter, Olivia, and her boyfriend gave me a sweet gift, but they gave me actually a more, I guess, a very, very appreciated and I should just spit it out, shouldn't I? They gifted me a night away, a date night, and Randy and I have not had one in years. It's not easy to just, it's, again, this is my family, but, it's one of those things that they have their lives, and they're getting to an age that I know they know what to do, and I know that they have that maturity level now, and so we went out to dinner with my dad and my sister, and that was fantastic. And we stayed close, and so that Mama's heart and anxiety level would be low. And I did good, and they did good, and it was absolutely just like the cake. It was precious to me. It was a gift of time. So I think those are the ones that are the most incredible to receive. So again, there was this weekend of firsts, and it just kept coming. It just kept coming. Not only was there an incredible amount of fun things, but there was also a lot of stitchy things that just kept coming. So let's get talking about that, since I've shared most of my birthday things here. Okay, so, and I also went up to Brick City one day because the Tallahassee group, and I think maybe some Gainesville, but I got to go up there, and I met about 4 more stitchers, if you look on Instagram, that I just had a blast getting to meet. I didn't get to spend a lot of time. Philip was with me. I shared a picture. Actually, hold on, I can share that with you. Again, there's just nothing better than getting together with Stitchy Friends, and how fun, yikes, when, let's see here, Philip had his big chase, how fun to actually meet some more people. So if you would want to check out their feeds, the first one I met was Jean, and her name is Be Stitched. She sent out all the floss tag cards that have the really cute bees on them. She's just super, super sweet and kind. So anyways, she's under Be Stitched, B-E-E, and then Stitched. Of course, Stitchy Linda was there, that you all know. And the other person I got to meet was Karen from KBLV Stitching. So give her a follow. I believe it's her birthday as well. She turned 50. So she was just a joy to meet up with. And the last lady was Edith Katz. And it's EDITHKATZ. Okay, so again, they all drove down, and we're all definitely going to get back together again. One thing I wanted to mention, when I went to the retreat in Tavares, it was through the Sunshine State Stitchers. And I thought it was so hysterical that when you got your little baggie of treats, inside of it was a free pattern from who? None other than Twin Peak Primitives. They sang me happy birthday when I walked in the door, and my friend Sarah from high school had made a cake. So again, every time I turned around, it was just so many special things were happening. And I just absolutely had a great time. Had a great, great birthday. So thank you everybody for my birthday wishes. Thank you everybody. The other thing that happened was we, and I mean we because it's a team here. Without you, there's no me. So we hit the goal of 5,000 subscribers on my Flosstube channel. We are actually ahead of that now, and I'm ready. I am very ready for the giveaway. The stuff from the contributors just kept coming in, and it just, I'm so excited. I'm beyond excited. I'm thrilled for the winner. So we'll get to all of that later. I will go through all of the contributors, but we did it. We are celebrating. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and my whips are gonna be last today because I have more finishes than whips, believe it or not, to share with you. And since I have my embroidery piece on top, I finished the one that I shared with you. And let me grab, hold on a second here. I wanted to share the floss I had. Oh, here it is. Oh boy, 54, getting old. Okay, so this is the pattern by Crabapple Hill, and it's called Old Glory. There you go. And I got that pattern at the Orlando Quilt Show with my mom about a year ago. I used these, they're called Exquisite Jewels. I feel like my light's giving you a glare. By Wonderful Threads. They are yummy. I mean, they are absolutely beautiful, beautiful, to me, primitive type country colors. I had to add a couple DMCs because this wasn't specific for that pattern, but boy, they just worked out so well. So they're on a spool. My favorite is these blues are just gorgeous, but beautiful, beautiful to stitch with. And again, let me put my glasses on. It's Laundry Basket Quilts, Amelia's Exquisite Jewels by Wonderful Threads. Now these are wool and acrylic. There we go. Let's see if I can. So loved them, just in case you want to try them. Okay. And this one's going to have a glare. I did not use museum glass, but I'll hold it like this. This is my finish. Just a pre-done frame at Hobby Lobby. I still had Mike do the framing for me, but I'm really pleased. It's nice to have some embroidery pieces. Sometimes this looks unfinished to me, but that is the pattern. It's supposed to be, that's the pattern. So, oopsie. I just chose a distressed red frame. It was like an 11 by 14. And I'm happy to say that I pulled something out of stash and got it finished up. So that's one whip. Okay, another one that I did was, let me put this pattern away. In going through my embroidery pieces and my basket of embroidery things to pick out a few things, I also had one of my moms, she had a lot of embroidery patterns that were a block of the month quilts, and after a while she kind of handed them over to me, but she had finished one block on this snowman quilt for the month of December, and I went ahead and there was a frame already read. I don't usually do metal frames, but it fit not perfectly. I'm not gonna lie. Part of these two angels were kind of cut off, but for the sake that I'm going to display this in garland, in and around garland and on a stand. I know I'm going to have Christmas things, and since this was literally a frame that somebody had not used but was still custom, and it's set in there really nice. And this obviously was not a framing boo-boo on his part. I knew that it was going to cut that little piece off, but I know that I'm going to have it sitting because it's such a plain color. One, I wanted to preserve my mom's stitching, and I think they're adorable. Let's see if I can get it up there. I know that down here I'm probably going to sit it in garland, so you're not going to notice that little bit. So that was another one that I pulled out of the blast from the past, and I was just happy to have it preserved. Sorry about that. I have stuff everywhere for you today. Okay. I'm going to save all of the happy mail for the end when I show you what came in for the giveaway. So I'm just saving all that. All right, let's go ahead and let me talk 2 seconds about sales that's coming up here. Okay, so Lincoln, the Honest Abe sale, and the Twin Peaks Stitching Generations sale, as well as the Haunted House sale, is all happening in October. So the Lincoln sale and the Stitching Generations sale, those started October 1st. They started yesterday. The hashtag for the Lincoln sampler is hashtag Honest Abe sale. I am doing that with Stitching with the Sisterlies, which I watched them last night. They are a hoot, and I absolutely can get lost just listening to two sisters chatting from two different states, and they make me smile every single time. So anyways, I'm hosting the Stitch Along for those two Twin Peak patterns with them, and we have giveaways. The first one is going to be November 4th, which is Lincoln and Mary Todd's wedding anniversary. So you have a month to get stitching, have fun, make some progress. Fat Quarter Shop has generously, has relayed to us that they are going to help with some of those giveaways. So there's just some really fun things to come along, and it's not too late to start. This is not something that you have to rush. I just encourage you, if you love history and if you love it, jump in. You did not have to start, yesterday by any means. Okay, so that is Lincoln, Honest Abe, and Stitching Generations, which is hashtag Generations Sal. And let's see here. The next one is one that I am going to join, and that is for the Twin Peak Primitives Haunted House Sale, which starts October 13th. So September was Sampler September, and October is Dark October Stitching. And Eclectic Possessions, I watched her last night as well, and she has done a phenomenal job at putting together, which she always does. She does a beautiful job at conversions, taking DMC and doing the hand-dyed conversion. So I did a little bit of my own. She did a lot, and they are stunning. So give her a watch, Eclectic Possessions, and you will enjoy it. She's super excited. She sent me down a little bit of a rabbit hole with a Cloud Factory haunted house. In my mind, I've decided I'm going to stitch 3 haunted houses, 1 for each daughter. Basically the way that I've done the big samplers, 3, 1 for each daughter. So I'm excited because I now officially have 3 of them that I really like. So anyways, I will share that. I have it kitted up, so I'm going to share that. I'm joining in this sale. It starts October 13th. Hold on one second here. Uh-oh. I don't know what I lost, but I lost something. But we'll just not worry about it now. So, okay, so here we go. It's awesome. Haunted House Sampler by Twin Peak Primitives, October 13th. And you can use the hashtag all month long for any dark type stitching, Dark October Stitching. Now, I had the kit, so I used the little jack-o'-lantern. This is my needle minder. I just stuck it up top here. I used the jack-o'-lantern that came with it. Let's see here if I can do it like that. Everything's ready to go, and up here is my dyed floss that I'm using for the border and the vines, strictly out on the border. Everything else is the DMC and called for. So, and I did go ahead and I just wrote it on the back. I have my, let's put this down here. I already had shared that I had my little scissor fob. And the black scissors. And the only thing I changed was the kit, of course, came with the linen. It was beautiful XG design linen, but I wanted something a little bit more ewy. So I went up to Brick City, and when I met the ladies, I also was looking around at Jean had from Brick City Cross Stitch in Ocala. Jean had a big sale the weekend before, and I did not make it. So she had a table full of linens. So I ended up changing the linen to a 32 count Belfast grasshopper. And I love that. So when you put the that pumpkin makes me smile. There we go. I'm pretty happy with those flosses and the color. So I am very ready to start. I hope you'll join me. They had such a phenomenal response to the kits that they put out, which came in the bag, that they ended up going ahead and putting the PDF out there. So I was going to show you that the dyed floss that I picked is the sampler, the Gentle Art Fragrant Cloves. So I love that one. It makes really good changes. So the Gentle Art Fragrant Cloves is the only hand dyed I'm going to use on this so far. I can change my mind. I've been known to do that from time to time. So let me just put this aside, put this back in. And I'm not sure what I lost down there, but I'll figure that one out. Okay, so those are the 3 Twin Peak sales that are going on. Next, I joined through Brick City Cross Stitch. Get it out here for you. It's a new designer, not that I don't know about her, but it's a new designer that I've never stitched before. So I am going to stitch with a stitch along at Brick City Cross Stitch, Sue Hillis Designs, Santa Claus. So let me make sure, I'm pretty sure it is called just Santa Claus is Coming to Town, but let me see what she called the box. Pin Cushion Finishing, Christmas Morning. Okay, but Christmas Morning, so. And this started yesterday, and I'll be honest, I have to get my threads. I believe they're all DMC. But should you want to join, this is the box we're working on. So excited to have a different finish. I know there's just it's cutesy poo maybe for some. It's not as prim as others, but I got to tell you, I'm all about Santa and I'm all about Christmas. And I think anything that makes it magical for kids, that's the stuff I love. And I just think that this is going to be adorable. So I have my box, I have the pattern. I was able to get the linen from Brick City when Expo happened. We were told then we were doing the stitch along. So we are stitching it on 32 count Belfast Vintage Country Mocha. I have my 2 pieces, the side and the top. Let me see if I can get you a nice color there. And I'm sorry I don't have my floss yet. I do love this. It's really soft. And I also, one second here. I have my box. I've never had one before. I've never done this before. So I went ahead and I painted it. One, so that however I'm going to have Stacy finish it. Stacy is the finisher out of Brick City Cross Stitch. So I believe that I will have her finish this because she's already done a trial run and we've all seen pictures of the finish and it's absolutely phenomenal. So I went ahead and I painted neutral. I painted a barn red on the inside so that if you open it, it's painted. I did a neutral on the top so that depending on how she finishes it, nothing would show through, like a dark wouldn't, so the linen could go over. I know she'll probably pat it or put something, but either way, I painted it and I just kept it neutral. So the inside is my favorite, like deep barn red. The very bottom is the deep red. And then the edge is the tan as well. So I'm all done with that. I can put the box away for now. And it is going to be housed, one second, in my, this is Diddly Daddle Designs. You can find her on Instagram and Etsy. She usually tells you on Instagram when she's gonna put some bags out there. But I got this last year because again, I just absolutely love that Santa. I'm very traditional when it comes to the Christmas and, you know, so I really liked this and she just does a fabulous job on her project bags and she always has this little guy. So anyways, that is my, and I haven't done a Christmas project I don't think since last year. I did Twin Peak Primitives Patriotic Christmas Eve with Santa at his house. So I loved that one, but that's the last Christmas stitching that I've actually stitched. Okay, so then I went ahead and I came across, I'm trying to figure out where I want to go here. Those are whips. I have one more whip, but it also is part of a haul and it's part of the box that I'm going to show you next. I have been speaking about Made by Michelle McGraw and her year of smalls and that she has been finishing things herself. And I also started a small project at the retreat. Linda and I were stitching the same thing. We both got it from Expo, and that is the Pilgrim Pillow by Manny Dodonna. So I'm going to show it to you. I don't have the pattern. I already put it away and I should not have done that. But I can do one better. I shared the picture of the tray. What Linda and I wanted to do is put together like a pilgrim display. I have had very little Thanksgiving pieces. I seem to jump right over from Halloween stitching into Christmas stitching. So it has been really nice to stop and find some things, and I think primarily last year I started stitching for Twin Peak Primitives, their pilgrims at Plymouth. I'll share that with you in a minute. And I now have some pieces. Women of the Mayflower is going to be something I add definitely by next year. But I'm going to show you this little stitchy tray that I put together, and I'm still working on. I need some more primitive pumpkins instead of these shiny ones, but I was trying to, it was giving me some ideas. So let me put the tray down. The tray, I believe Linda ordered them for us from Hobby Crafts. I can link it below and I can double check with her. But this is what I did. This is what's going on so far. Okay, so if we go to number one, very first, not first, I've done other smalls, but with a sewing machine. I love that Michelle, she stitches her pillows and she finishes them in hand. And I love that because sometimes I don't finish things into smalls or pillows because it just requires getting the machine, you know, and everything ready and the bobbin. And sometimes with Philip, just that simple change of activity disrupts things. So it's a little hard to explain. I do love my sewing machine, but I also love hand sewing. So it's not perfect, but it's my first one in a long time. And the only thing I didn't care for was this little divot that I got. So I need to stuff a little more. But this was Harvest Blessings. And this came in the Women of the Mayflower kit. And I had finished this first. Mom and I literally stitched this first and got it done while we were waiting for the kickoff of Women of the Mayflower. So we got this one done and I had it in a frame, but I did it myself. And so I thought how perfect for my little Thanksgiving tray. And so I pulled it out. This is my back. I still might want something there, I don't know yet. I used the Lori Holt way and sewed it all the way through and cut it in the back. I'm using my grandma's buttons. So I love the red and the green. And like I said, this is my first time using the trim. And the only thing that I got here is this little divot that I wish I had gotten a little more full. But I'm very happy and I'm very glad that I just sat back, relaxed, and enjoyed it. So that's the first one that I finished in the box. At the retreat, Saturday on my birthday, Linda and I had ordered from Expo. Get it closer. Let me get there we go. I guess that's good. She's like really, if I could turn her. They're adorable. But anyways, this is it's called The Pilgrim Pillow by Manny Didana. Get closer. Is that, no? Maybe, either way, it's adorable. There's corn. I did my own, I did up my whole own floss conversion. This is Bramble Bush by Weeks Dye Works. This is Mascara by Weeks Dye Works. The corn was Weeks Dye Works Whiskey. Basically what I did was I just grabbed my fall threads that I've started to just keep together. And, you know, we ordered it as a kit, so the pins came with it. The backing came with it. I added a piece of wool and I crisscrossed them this time and one of my grandma's buttons. And this time I did make sure to get it a little fuller. Now this point maybe isn't as pointy, but I really, really love this. And it looks really cute in the box, so cute. So, okay, that's the second one that's in my little tray. Then I grabbed this box. It doesn't look like much without it, but I just grabbed it at Hobby Lobby, painted it primitive gold, antiqued it, a little scrapbooking paper and Mod Podge here. What I wanted was something that was going to support my, get it in there, the way I had it. I wanted something that was going to support my scissor fob, like that I made. And this one, this came from Twin Peak Primitives, the first Thanksgiving. It was a freebie in case you wanted to make a little pin cushion, just a small. And I used about 3 pieces of wool, one of my grandma's buttons, one of my mom's keys. Whoa. And so I wanted something that had a back that would support it because it was like a flat fold type. And this one is more of a primitive finish. So that's my third stitched piece in the green box. Now, one other thing I did that I have been learning when I model stitch for the twins, some of the best and most affordable little pieces that you can add to your display are antique postcards. I absolutely adore them. So I'm gonna pull them out of the slip. you can find them on eBay, and you can tell one that's been well preserved. And I look for the ones that do have writing on the back, and I look for the ones that I can see the date. So I picked up this one. There you go. I think my ring light is, it fell down a little crooked. And on the back, I love that you can see that somebody, mailed this. And the year on this one is 1912, and it's a 1-cent stamp. So, and you can tell it's one of those embossed, but I put this in the tray and it literally fit perfectly in the longer slots. And I grabbed one more, and sometimes they come in these nice plastic protectors, sometimes they don't. I loved that. And then just written on the back. And I like to see the date, and this one is 1909 in New Jersey. Whoopsie. So they both fit nice, and for right now it gives, it's like a filler. So, okay, so those are those are the 3 stitched pieces I have right now for the fall box. Let me get my stuff back together here. Okay, I was looking for the next piece, and I definitely did not want more pilgrims. They're adorable, but it's time for, in my mind, it was time for a pumpkin, it was time for a small of a turkey, and then I came across on Etsy, which became very quickly a new whip. This is Samplers and Stitches. It's just a little tiny small, but it's an actual reproduction. And it's called Jane Denny 1804. And it was a download. But what I did was, I could have easily done the red and it still would have looked good in the box. I'm trying to possibly reuse the box for other holidays so that I can just swap out my smalls. So I decided to go to, for the sake of it, fall and whatever, I decided to use Classic Colorworks Belsois, a silk weathered vine. So I have a very small start. And it is on 28 count ale, my leftover piece. So I'll have 3 different color linens in there, and I think that helps. That way they don't look odd or out of place, you've got 3 different looks. And it is supposed to be, when it's done, I think 3 by 3. But what a precious little stitch. I mean, I didn't want to get too far. I wanted to just get the width marked, because this I can stitch with Phillip. So again, this is Samplers and Stitches. You gotta love being able to finish something in literally a day. And then I'm excited to put another small in. And I've learned when I'm stitching on the linen and I'm hand stitching the small from the 2 right sides together, I'm using my linen to keep it completely straight when I'm stitching it closed. And it's wonderful. I can count out to each side, and I don't know if that's making sense to anybody, but it's really quite a relaxing process. So that is going to go in the box next. And boy, Belsois silks. Nice. So soft. Okay, let me put this down on the floor. The box itself, I painted in like an olive primitive gray, and then I dry brushed it with a wax that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I dry brushed it, so I didn't coat. Everything kind of got a coat, but I did it in a dry brushed fashion where I just tipped the edges of the brush because I didn't want it heavy. So if you've ever dry brushed before, typically you use a dry brush, put your paint on something, you dab your brush in and you wipe a little off. and then it just doesn't coat it as heavily. So, oh geez, the cat's gonna sit on all the stuff. That's Kiwi. Last time I think you met Kronk. That's Kiwi, and that is his sister. Okay, so moving right along. I'm sorry, this is gonna be a long one, and I know some love it and some don't. But because of the giveaway, hold tight, Ginger. There's still a lot at the end. Okay, so what did I start? I had a birthday start. It was my first Mirabilia. It is Lady of the Flag, and I did not start it on my birthday. I was exhausted. I was so pumped up, which when people tell you they go to summer school or these retreats or the Silver Needle and they tell you you're pumped, and you know that they are. But even as little as the one I did, even as small as that, it was really hard to come down. It was just really hard to come down from that and the giveaways and just the people you got to talk to. So anyways, I did not want to rush a start on the Lady of the Flag. No way, no how. So let me share with you. I did start it, I think about 3 nights ago, and I'm really having fun. Let me go ahead and here is the pattern. And I know all of you, many of you know the pattern. I changed my linen to the Primitive Hair Constitution linen. I'm so thankful I did. I just did not want to stitch this much with this much detail on something that I absolutely didn't love. So this is my progress. Pretty pleased with it, not knowing how fast a Mirabilia, and some are more detailed than others, I know that. If you follow Chris Cross Stitch, he is a gentleman, and I watched him the other night. So sorry, Chris, I have not watched you too much before. Sometimes you can't keep up with the floss tubers that are there. But he also started his first Mirabilia, and him and another fellow stitcher have put together hashtag my first Mirabilia. I will double check that. If you follow me on Instagram, it's in my hashtags, and I tagged him, but this is my first. I love the colors. I'm really not telling myself. I'm just keeping everything pretty much attached, and keeping that full coverage going, but I'm not really caring how far I get off from down here. I'm just letting myself go, having a good time with it. And we all know it's going to be detailed. Her dress is incredibly detailed, but I'm having a really good time. And these are the floss. Oopsie, where are you? There we are. So, I think for the sake that I'm starting to know where I'm at, some of the codes, that I probably will keep this going on a daily or every other day basis, only because I don't want to put it down and then get to that point where I just don't want to pick it back up. So those are my whips, the small little sampler for the tray, and the Lady of the Flag. The other one was actually the Pilgrim pillow, and that was a start and a finish and a fully finished. So that was really cool. Okay, let's go through. I did get a little bit of haul when I went up to Brick City, only because they had the sale. So I wanted to share with you. I found All Joys for Thine Blackbird, half off. Buy all the blackbirds, as per Brenda and Laura say. So I have a couple other Christmas ones, but I did not have this one, so I was kind of happy to add that to my collection. I bought a hands-on design. This is called Stitch Over 2, and I want to start stitching. I would like to start stitching some little things, like for another tray that would be red. That's all stitchy stuff for tomatoes. So I gotta get another box. That's that one. I did not have, some of these a lot of people have already had for a long time, and I just didn't. So with thy needle and thread, and this is I Collect. I just love the little tomatoes and the buttons. So Of course, if you watch Christy and Crosshatch Quilts, she has them all put together, all these great ones with tomatoes. It's an adorable display. And then I also got this one, Queen of the Needle. Again, this is Brenda Gervais. I think everybody kind of knows that one. And this is, to me, this is cuter stitch than what this pattern shows, because when you see Christie's, it's adorable. So those were my haul with that. Now, who's ready to see some fully finished things here? One second here. Okay. I think we've gone through plans. I watched, if we can spend 2 seconds to share and do a shout out for Penny's daughter. She found the courage and did her first Flosstube, but not only did she do her first Flosstube, she's on Flosstube number 3. I'm literally on number 18. She's gonna catch up very fast, and she has some really fun things to share. I love the story about why she stitches the little black cats. Not too cutesy, not too primitive, and when she shows them, you just see that she lights up. So Penny, it's been a joy watching you. You go, girl. You're doing a great job. I watched Jacob Modern Folk Embroidery. I am way behind on my sale from this year, and the newest one, October, came out. I'm not going to beat myself up on it because I am getting so many things finished. But one thing I caught on his Flosstube was he is going to he started a hashtag called Black November Sampler. And I love that because I know I have a couple. I also know Whilst Iris Naps has some, and I am definitely going to join that. So November 1st, hashtag Black Sampler November. I'm going to get something kitted up and ready to go, even if it's small, and I can add it to something. I want to keep it that it's a sampler, obviously, because the name is, in the hashtag. So I hope you join me. I hope you join Jacob. I absolutely am excited to do something in another monochromatic wave. So, okay, I am going to go ahead and share some finishes here. If I can get the cat. Hey, come here. Kiwi. Come here, baby. Come here. Off of there. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I wanted to share this one first. This was from last year. This is by Twin Peak Primitives. I've already had it finished. It's missing from the wall, but I just wanted to share that I have in my mind, I've always got my Halloween display in my mind, and I've shared that before on Instagram, and so I'm now have enough that I know that I can make a Thanksgiving display, and I will put the first Thanksgiving as the big piece, and then below it I'm going to try and put a nice collage of different things. So I'm excited to put that together, and this is where it started. This is one of the things that got us started before the first Thanksgiving, the big one. So this is a beautiful piece, absolutely beautiful. It's called, I think it is, let me look on the back, Pilgrims of Plymouth. I stitched it on 28 count Heartland with weeks and called for, which when you buy the pattern, you'll get the conversion. And these are phenomenal. They are, and it's a fun stitch. This piece I framed myself. Not perfect. Eventually I probably will take this in and get it professionally framed, but I absolutely love this piece, and this is kind of what got it started. Okay, so, but that was last year. Now, I shared a couple of times with y'all my progress on my 2 pilgrims that I had, and that it was from taking a little stroll down memory lane on the Twin Peak Primitives patterns that they have, and I found a very old one, and they had told me no one ever stitched it. Well, in the progress of stitching it, we changed it, and we created a new pattern, and I am so glad that Nerdan reads my mind. So this is not out yet, so let me be clear. They have all the information, they have the pictures, takes them a couple of days, so you should see this released by Twin Peak Primitives in a few days. So I will keep you posted on Instagram, and I can even mention it again next Flosstube, but this is called Grateful. And I absolutely love these ladies. And their expression on their face is priceless. I can't figure out if they're thinking to themselves, like, how many people are we feeding? I don't know. But I love the corn. I really, at the beginning when I was stitching this, I did not know this was going to turn into another model. The frame is so pretty. So I used things like, you know, the corn is the week's dye work. I really have my, I have my palette that I love for fall colors. So this is Weeks Dye Works Guacamole. This is Weeks Dye Works Whiskey. This is Sweet Potato. This is Weeks Dye Works Lancaster Red. Sorry about the ring light. Let's see if I can get a little closer. So there you go. And then my initials are in there. The year. And this down here, the darker red on the berries, that's crimson. I wanted the gray dress over here, her. She's in DMC, and the red, I just wanted it to be like a muted red, so Lancaster red works really well. But then down here with these crows, I wanted it to be a deep red, like cranberry sauce, like that. But so I love the fact that there's a spot right there. They hang underneath each other. This one is a fall one as well, even though it's not pilgrims, but I love them right there. I'm so pleased with this. This one, I had two finishes that were complete. I'm not going to say opposites because I think this is beautiful. And I will leave it out all year because that's kind of like my Twin Peak wall back there. So I won't put this away. However, I will pull it down for like Thanksgiving or something like that for that special vignette that I put together. Okay, then that's not very safe, so we'll hold tight here. I'll just put it in my lap. I'll swap it in a minute. I had a finish of, let me share it right here. I had a finish of Anathe. This is by Perman of Copenhagen. This is an antique reproduction sampler. And I shared the story how, yes, I certainly bought it for that cat. And this is the rose wreath. And this is something my mom and I started on one of our stitchy weekends. And boy, I loved up here. I flew up here, got so far, I didn't have that much to do. And y'all encouraged me to just, I mentioned wanting to finish it for September sampler, and I did. And I am beyond thrilled with the finish. So, you know, each piece we do means something different. We respond to it different. Our eyes take it in differently. You know, when I get the pilgrim one, I just smile and I giggle, and I love holidays and what it represents. And then this piece, you know, these pieces are just work. They're just works of art. And you also know that the reality is that, you know, this young girl Anna, you know, stitched this very same thing in 1859. And what a you know, it's just lovely. So I'm so glad. And the frame, I was a little worried with the blue because I probably maybe wouldn't have. I just assumed I would pick something in the reds, and when that blue went down, and it just, all the colors popped to me. And I know that this is one of those colors that I'll love forever. So it's just beautiful. So that is anathe back from the framers. Okay, let me go ahead and grab this one, and then I'll put them all back. Okay, so I'm gonna do last week's giveaway first, and the winner, the pattern that I had and shared was, one second here, for the Lord's blessing, and the word was blessing. This was the pattern. Give thanks, the Lord's blessing. And it's by Diane Arthurs. It was one of my very first stitch alongs through Facebook. And my mom and I both did it. She has it hanging in her house. And the fun part is the winner on this one through the random generator was actually, I don't even need to ask them to talk to me or reach out to me, but it is Country Stitchers, Liz and Deb. Congratulations. Liz and Deb have obviously, I don't even have to tell you who they are, but just in case you don't, they are Country Stitchers. They are a dynamic duo. They're one that we all, you know, have watched and loved and learned, you know, about their families and their, you get a lot about cooking and different things on Instagram. You just learn about their family, and they're just lovely, lovely ladies. So the fun part about this is, ladies, I actually had two. So since it's both of them in a duo, I'm just gonna go ahead and send them both. That way, if they choose to stitch it together as a sale, as friends, that they can. So congratulations, Liz and Deb of Country Stitchers. I will get those in the mail to you. But I did promise that I would share my fully finished, and it was up with waiting for the fall. This is my finish. It's all the called for threads. It's on like a flax linen. But I love that. Okay. All right, so let me put these back, and then I'm going to show you giveaway like you've never seen. Put everything very gently back. Oh, I forgot one more thing. A lot of you saw that on my birthday as well, that when I went over to my dad's, just when I thought everything was done, we were just reminiscing, having a good time, my sister and my dad and myself, and he asked me to, he got a quarter out of his pocket, and he said, you know, okay, well, birthday girl, pick a side, and I picked tails, and it was tails, which all it really meant was I got to pick first. And he came out with 2 large pillowcases in each hand, and I picked. And what he did was gifted us, my mom's, 2 beautiful Halloween primitive rug hooking pieces. So before I hang it, I thought I would share it with you. And you know, yeah, I bawled like a baby. We all bawled like a baby. These pieces are phenomenal. And let me get it the right way. Sorry about the chair. So, okay, so it's amazing. She just did a beautiful job. But let me show you some of the details, why it's so fun. First, she was stitching this, hooking this at my house, which I shared a picture of that too. And boy, she was working on the witch's hair, because this witch's hair is a flying. And it was like, geez, there's probably 5 color grays in there. But look at the details. Look at the eyes. The hand-dyed wools, the overdyed, oh my gosh, love it. The moon. Okay, and then down here, she's got her cauldron. But this frog, she decided, this is by Visions of You, the actual hook rug pattern. Look at the froggy. It's with yarn. Like it's with wool, but it's also, this is wool, but this is yarn. So he's actually got lumps. And look at his eye. Now I want you to, the part that blows me away is just, if you look at her face. I know I keep saying look, 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 but look at the detail. The shading is impeccable. And that wart. That's an antique brooch. This is all yarn bubbling out of the cauldron. Just love. And then this spider web glitters, and that's yarn. Anyways, and that's her cape, and that's silks. Look at that. Bittersweet. So the details, if I get it over here, even her hand. So I wanted you to see that before it went on the wall, and there's no words. There's just no words, and I'm just so appreciative that my dad did that. And I took a picture of both of them before my sister left with hers. And you know, at some point, if I'm ever at her house, I will try to get a video of the other one up close, because that one is a witch with a spinning wheel, and it's awesome. Okay, I'm looking around. I've covered everything. In a couple of, as far as Happy Mail, not the giveaway, a couple of people, Cottage Rose Needleworks, when they sent their donation, she also sent me a really cute embroidery piece, because she knew I liked red works. So this is called Making Spirits Bright, and you can get this at Cottage Rose Needleworks. Oh, hold on one second here. I was just gonna say, I'll show you her bags when I show you for the giveaway. Anyways, adorable, and thank you so much, Stacy. That was just so sweet of you to gift me something as well. Then I got a very cute package. Oh, here we go. This is what I got. I forgot this is haul. Cottage Rose Needlework. This is the cute bag. And then, because I found her, I had ordered, it's called Darn the Old Stockings. Just these primitive red work stockings down here. So, I grabbed that, and I grabbed, she had a little special with Halloween floss. Sorry about the noise. But it came with these adorable Peter Rabbit floss tags. Ah! Oh, look at that. And these. It was like a Halloween set. So we've got Cauldron, Hayride, Toasted Marshmallow, Pumpkin Harvest, and Fool's Gold, all classic colorworks, and they all came with their own floss tag. So check out Cottage Rose Needleworks. Very fast shipping, super, super sweet. I'm gonna have a mess. Love these, Stacy, love these. And this is her card. Okay, and I got a Halloween card, birthday card in the mail, and it had a jack-o'-lantern. And I'm gonna share this on a post on Instagram because it's special, but I wanna save it for next time so they get the appropriate, I don't want it to be rushed, but it's really sweet, and I'll share that with you next time so that you can see it. It's really sweet. Okay, it is time. It is absolutely time. You're gonna have to give me 1 second to get the box out. Let's talk 5,000 subscribers. Let's talk about we did it. Let's celebrate. And here are the rules. Okay, you have to be 18 because I'm gonna need your address. They're the same rules that apply everywhere. I need you to do me a favor, and I would love for you to grab a pen and a piece of paper, and I'd love you to be ready to write down some of the contributors' names. Do the best you can, and I think that they deserve a follow on Instagram, or if there's a YouTube, Flosstube, you know, and they have one, to subscribe. I think it's incredibly gracious what people have given, so I think that would be, I just think that needs to be part of it. Obviously, you need to like this video. You need to be a subscriber. That's important. And, you know, I love your comments. Your comments make my day. And I really get a joy out of reading them. So this particular giveaway, I bought a prepaid box that will cost $22 to ship. I bought the biggest that they had of a prepaid. So everything will be protected and insured. However, it needs to be US residents only, and I'm so sorry because I love all my followers, as far as they're such great supporters from around the world, and that's why it's so fun. But the price of that box is $120 for me to mail outside of the US. So that's just gonna be a no-go on that one. And maybe another time I could come up with something for just international subscribers. So that being said, US subscribers only. Don't use the word contest. Don't use the word win. Don't say giveaway. The magic word for this huge box is Cornucopia. I'm gonna spell it for you. Cornucopia. And it means a symbol of plenty. And let me tell you, this weekend, my cup overflowed. It was plenty. And my life feels like that right now. And I just absolutely feel so blessed by this community. And so Cornucopia is the word that the random picker will look for. And as soon as I come back and do the next Flosstube, I will announce the winner and it'll go. I have the box, it's all set to go. Okay, so let me reach down, excuse me, so I can get the box, because what I did was, 1 second, I'm gonna have to get up. Okay, what I did was I got the box, and as everything started coming in, I kept things in the packages from all the contributors so that the person opening it gets to go through that experience. So I'm just gonna do shout outs, and I want you to have your list, and if you can, you know, like I said, like this video. Thank you to all my subscribers. Subscribe, double check, because if you're not, you know, it tells me who's subscribed. This is huge package, and it's just nothing but Stitchy Cornucopia. So the first is on top, and this was a huge box from Fat Quarter Shop. So I'm gonna go through it because everybody deserves to see what an awesome community this is. So Fat Quarter Shop sent gonna get my glasses out. This is gonna be a bit. Get your coffee and your drink and your pen. Flea Market Flowers thread pack. All the threads. Home Sweet Home thread pack. So Happy thread pack. Stitchy Stars thread pack. Stitchy Stars pattern. I gotta tell you, I love this pattern. I need this pattern. I have watched one of their subscribers on Instagram who just keeps changing these out. She'll stitch like 4 and she just keeps changing them out for the colors of the season and makes these littles, and they are adorable. Just love it. Okay. Home Sweet Home pattern. So Happy. This is one of their new ones. I've seen this and it's really, really pretty. It's called Granita. And you know, you can always change the colors to suit, to suit what you like. And, what's up in here? Whoa. Flea Market Flowers, which y'all watched me stitch. This is their 7x7 design board. How cute. I love this thing. This is by Riley Blake. Okay, and we have a thread guide thread minder. Love that. This is so cool. This is a magnetic needle case. Stay sharp. And then this is It's So Emma Floss Flower Bobbins. Now, I've been seeing these a lot. How fun. I love that they're sturdy and they're not gonna break, and yet they're still got all their own colors. They just did so many beautiful things. It's So Emma, and I like him. Sheep. So cute, needle minder. And right here, a 3-pack of these scissors. Like, you'll know what they are. These little. You could mark the things. I think they use them for all sorts of different stuff. Magnetic silicone clips. But they also have them where you can hang them off the scissors. So you got, just from Fat Quarter Shop, you have patterns with all the matching coordinating, threads, notions. I mean, just, guys, thank you, Fat Quarter Shop. Thank you. That's such an exciting box. Okay, so that's that one. Let's see if I can, okay. Then we have Whilst Iris Naps. Now a few of these, and I'll tell you which ones, as opposed to waiting for the mail to come, the ones that were out of country, like Whilst Iris Naps, gave me permission to print you out a copy so that we didn't have to wait. So I had bond paper to make it real nice for y'all, and this is what I chose for you, and that is Thurza Hudson 1825. Just a nice size sampler. Beautiful colors, just subtle. And guys, if you've never stitched a Whilst Iris Naps design, she gives you history. Her patterns are beautifully done and very easy to read, and in color. And I love color. You get an option. So, Whilst Iris Naps, again, so right now your list is, could you make sure that you're subscribed to a Fat Quarter Shop, and make sure you're subscribed to Whilst Iris Naps, Flosstube, and Instagram if you're on Instagram. I know if you're not, you're not. That's okay. But if you could, she's on Flosstube as well, and she shares beautiful things. So it's Whilst Iris Naps Designs. Let me put that right there so you can write it down. thank you so much. She did. I just am so thankful for all of these donations. Okay. The next one, you've all seen what I've done, and that is Mama Witch Cross Stitch. Now you've seen Pumpkin Gardener. You've seen me go crazy over Dance, Dance, Dance. She does freebies on Facebook once a month, so I had a real cute frog that I've shared as the freebie, but she gave me permission as well. And so the two that I picked for you was the one that I stitched, Pumpkin Gardener, as well as Dance, Dance, Dance. Now, we all know maybe if this might not be your style, we all have Stitchy Friends. So, this is Mama Witch Cross Stitch, M-A-M-A, get it there for you at the bottom, Mama Witch X Stitch. Right there might be better. M-A-M-A-W-I-T-C-H X Stitch. So you have two of her patterns, and her patterns are a joy. You saw how fast I stitched Pumpkin Gardener, and thank you so much, Mama Witch Cross Stitch, for your donations to 5,000 subscribers. Okay, now, seriously guys, I got something for you from the Attic Needlework. And Jean, thank you so much for mine. She gifted one for you, and I'm gonna leave it a surprise. And she gifted one to me too. So I'm very humbled that Jean would. That's a busy store, guys. That's a busy shop. So the Attic, if you could make sure that you just give Jean some love. She always, all I've ever seen is how much she takes such pride in her store. And whether you're getting it through deliveries, but when you watch anybody who get it anything, or when you're doing retreats, she takes incredible pride in what she does. So anyways, thank you, Jean, from the Attic. Okay, Under the Woolen Willow. She reached out to me after my Flosstube, and she says, I want in. So she sent one to me, and she sent me two kits. Let me explain it that way. Under the Woolen Willow, she sent me two kits for her little pin cushions, and the tomato one I already had. So I love the fact that that's the one I get to send to you, and it comes with everything you need from her Skinny Pillow series. Under the Woolen Willow. Love it. Okay, this one, hold on one second. Brick City Cross Stitch in Ocala, my LNS, sent a baggie, and I'm just gonna go through it. So Jean from Brick City Cross Stitch sent everybody a very, very pretty, it's called Precious Petites, a threader. She sent you a needle nanny. There you go. So another needle minder, needles. This is another needle case. Magnetic, oopsie. A scissor, I think I know what it's called, but we're just gonna say it's a protector. I think it's a sheath. Okay, and I know Laura from Brendan the Serial Starter collects these. So here's your little ruler from Brick City Cross Stitch. And she sent you, the pad of paper things to do after cross stitch. So, thank you so much, Miss Jean. She's been a huge supporter of me, a huge supporter of my Flosstube, huge supporter of Twin Peak Primitives, and I'm so blessed that I get to call her my friend too. So thank you, Jean, for contributing. All right. The next one was Fox and Rabbit. Boy, love their Flosstube. I love the two of them as a team. I just get a kick out of watching their Flosstube between the two of them and their new puppy Lily. I might add, love Lily. I love the fact that they love Halloween and cryptids, and I don't know why I'm so big on Halloween this year. I don't know why, but either way, thank you, Fox and Rabbit. They sent three or four. Hold on one second, I'll show you. Okay, the first one we have is Charlotte Mills 1844. I think that's stunning. Charlotte Mills 1844, and I gotta tell you, even if you didn't stitch this whole piece, these are so precious. So that is beautiful. That was one. Then they sent, this is 30 pages, Botany Bay Sampler. So that's all ready for you. Botany Bay Sampler. So this is antique reproduction, and I believe this is an original that is sort of based off of the Botany Bay story. Okay. And I gotta tell you, this was on my list. This was totally on my list from watching Contented Stitcher. And this is called The Visitor. And Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, I think, might have done this. But this bird and that beescape is gorgeous. And when you see it stitched, it's, oh my gosh, so gorgeous. So that's lovely design. And how fun that she included, it's called the Honey Makers. So it's nice. You have they sent two big and two medium, so you can decide what suits your fancy. So that's Fox and Rabbit. Like I said, they do have a Flosstube, so if you could make sure that you're subscribed to them, that would be great. Okay, let's see here. We have Twin Peak Primitives. So the twins had sent. We have a couple of pieces of Aida for Aida Stitcher. So there is 14 count Aida parchment and 14 count dirty Aida. Like this. We also, they donated 28 count Italian linen. And we have, this is called Blue Carpenter Bees. So she sent you some of the wax, a needle minder, the pattern, and 'Tis the Season. They sent you the richest season of the soul. I do want to stitch this. I think that's, even if I just wanted to stitch down here too. But anyways, that's two patterns from the twins, linen, and they sent you your own copy of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitchers where they're on the cover. I love this. I have mine. Kept it in the nice bag for you. So that's awesome. And, okay, hold on. This was Cottage Rose Needleworks contribution here. And this is, we have two. One is Scattered Seeds, Shelter from the Storm. Look at those rabbits. and Woolen Willow Designs. This is called a basket doll quilt, a small quilt. Thank you so much, Stacy. She makes everything look so sweet. So that's Cottage Rose Needlework. She is on Instagram. And I hope that, let me make sure if I read her tag, make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, she just said, if you love it, snap a picture and share it. And of course I will with mine when I get going. Okay, and then my friend Linda, Stitchy Linda on Instagram has, she does one, she just finished the first Thanksgiving and it's phenomenal. She stitched it 1/1 on 25 count, I believe. So a lot of people are doing that. So she is going to donate a piece of linen, 25 count, in case you want to try something 1/1. And one day we're going to sit right here together, and I'm going to hold up my first Thanksgiving, and she's going to hold up hers, so that we can see the difference in the sizes. I believe that concludes this Flosstube. I am incredibly thankful for each and every one of you, and I could talk about your comments forever, but it's the friendship that really matters, and it's really not the numbers, but how fun to celebrate, you know, the we in this. So thank you to all these companies and individuals and shop owners for supporting this and being willing to just graciously give. So I'm excited for one person to have an amazing day going through all these little stitchy goodies. At this point, I think I'm just going to take 2 seconds and say to you that this weekend, being my birthday weekend, and the first time where Mom wasn't part of it, yes, it was not the same. However, like I shared last time, you know, the Lord has a wonderful way of filling you up and lifting you up when you need it most. And it was not about the stuff. It was not about the birthday presents. Because actually most people had already given me mine. It was about all the little details he put into my days over the weekend, including sitting with my dad on a park bench with my mom in a garden where, you know, she has been laid to rest. And, you know, I just grabbed a cup of coffee, something her and I would have most definitely done, and sat on a park bench, Dad and I, and it's a beautiful spot. And eventually I'll share pictures, but, you know, I heard something on the radio this weekend, and it was called Better, Not Bitter. And I've kind of clung on to that. I hear things and I thought, geez, what a powerful statement. So here it is. There are so many things in life that are painful. That's not a bad day. There are days that are just painful. Sometimes Philip has a painful day. It didn't go good. That doesn't mean it was a bad day. It just wasn't perfect, or it wasn't awesome. It was painful. And it was interesting that I heard this at the perfect time, where it said, you know, you can choose to be bitter about something. You can choose to be bitter about a situation that you're in, or you can be better because of it. And that hit home. And I would trade anything that I had to have my mom here. But at the same time, I would rather be better because of who she made me, who my parents made me. Better because of all the things that we did, than be bitter that she's not here. And bitter on a day that was, you know, let's face it, my birthday was her day of giving birth for the first time. So, with all that being said, let's just be better, not bitter. And don't forget, when it comes to the giveaway, the word is cornucopia. I will see you all in a week. I cannot thank you enough, and be blessed. And don't forget to floss. Love ya.